Okay, so what we'll do, we'll leave everyone unmuted for the time being. We'll see how we go, because we have been in Zoom meetings before where you do that and people are fiddling around and taking the vision over. So we'll see how we go. So finally, folks, we'd like to really welcome you to this year's Golden Olives. It's happened in spite of everything. Helen?
So it's been a really interesting space. Thank you to all of you guys who got your entries in on time, got your paperwork in on time. What that meant for us is that all of your samples were sitting here ready and waiting. They came on the Friday, and then on the Monday we heard the news that the border was closing, and we went, holy hell, Batman, we got to get these up to DPI by next Monday and we're not going to be able to cross the border. So we had to ring DPI, and we spoke to Jamie up at DPI and said, we need to bring these samples tomorrow. Is that okay? And he said, yeah, sure. So we did a 2.5 hour run up and a 2.5 hour run back to deliver the samples. I forget how many there were about 80 odd samples that needed to be transported up to Wagga. We didn't want to entrust them to a courier. We wanted to make sure they got there and they weren't sitting anywhere and got lost. So,
are you watching?
And yeah, so, but there's been a huge amount of work behind the scenes. But without you guys entering, these awards wouldn't have taken place. So thank you for entering. It's been really interesting. So I think without further ado, we might throw to the president of Northeast Olive Producers, and that would be you, Michael.
Thank you, Melanie. Firstly, let me express my gratitude on behalf of all OPNEV members to Melanie and Rob for bringing this competition to fruition in a fairly difficult year. The past growing season has been fairly mixed, with results from no olives to lots of olives. Mainly the dry conditions leading into flowering. Some growers have reported really no crop at all, and others had fairly good results. So that's pleasing for those, but not so pleasing for the ones that missed out. These results can be directly attributed to the drought leading into the season, followed by hot temperatures and wind at flowering, and where you are located, basically. We're a very diverse region. So the oil quality has generally been good for those who harvested, and we'll see how good as we go through the presentations tonight. Businesses had suffered greatly in 2020. We had the bushfires in December, January, February, stage 1 COVID in April, May, and then stage 2 COVID has kept the pressure on. So let's, I don't want to take up too much time, so let's hope things improve quickly on what seems to be a projected ideal growing season going forward. And again, many thanks to Melanie and Rob for pulling this together. Thank you.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, well, certainly, as Melanie said, it really was a scary thing watching as the entries were coming back. And we put a fairly tight deadline on it, and we'd worked with Jamie at DPI just to try and get things turned around. So it was literally the last oils arrived in a rush on the Friday as the cutoff that enabled us to get it all up to DPI just before the borders closed. So thank you to everyone. So now what we're going to do is launch off with our bronze medal winners. What we'll do is we're going to go through, as per all other Golden Olives, we'll identify each of the winners. So normally we go through and identify per grove, but what we'll do is we'll work through the bronze first, and we'll have a bit more of a chat, silver, and then work our way through the night. So,
and Helen, we can see you now.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so now becomes the challenge as to can we make all this work? So hopefully everyone can see a nice big screen saying bronze medal winners.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, technology's working. So let's kick off and reveal our bronze medal winners for 2020.
I've got something to say before we do that.
Oh, sorry.
So before we launch into those, so this year's competition had 76 entries from 32 groves. There are 11 bronze medals, 40 silver and 13 gold. So you can work out what of your oils have won bronze and silver and what's left over for gold. So there were 3 oils withdrawn from the competition, 1 because it didn't make chemical analysis and 2 because they didn't meet the sensory. But there was only 3 oils withdrawn this year. So without further ado, on to the bronze. No, we're doing bronze first. Bronze medal winners. What are you doing? I can all see that.
No, the important thing is we've got more people joining us.
So you wanted me to wait. You're going to have to pull me where you want me to wait.
This is the challenge now. Have I got it? Go back to bronze medal winners and let's kick off. And
Really?
oh, you do that.
You're doing silver.
Oh, I'm doing silver.
Okay. So congratulations to Federer Grove for a bronze medal for their truffle oil. So a bronze medal goes to Gurumata Olives for their friend Toyo. Gurumata Olives for their chili and garlic oil. Gurumata Olives for lemon and garlic. We entered a few this year. So congratulations to Grampian Olive Co. for their delicate oil. Lisbon Hill for their Hoja Bang. I can never pronounce that. Help me out, Rob.
Hoja Blanca.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. A bronze medal to Paringa Ridge. Yeah, you get to do the
Well, with a small volume, won't we?
Yeah, so these medals are from all different classes. So if you won a bronze medal in any class, they're going to get read out here. We just decided to do the PowerPoint and to do everything, it was easier for us to administer it that way. So a bronze medal to Red Rock Olives for their Manzanillo, Frontoio, Koroniki. Oh, you were supposed to do this.
The Cortina and Liguria.
Blend. Okay. Bronze medal to Rio Vista Olives for their Verdun. Oh, I forgot you're supposed to. You did
Actually, just bear with me. Someone else has joined us. We just have to let them in. There we go.
No, it's kind of you to let them in. Oh.
Well, I know, for instance,
Oh, do you want to
that just before the Rio Vista just joined, so they just came online just to see their bronze medal.
Right, perfect timing. But there's already someone from Rio Vista. There's 3 people joining us from Rio Vista tonight, and welcome to each and every one of you. Okay, so bronze medal to, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to pronounce this right. Probably not, so my apologies if it's incorrect. Type and Rose Farm, you'll be next.
Frontoia, Abaquina, Picula, Kalamata, New Norcia and Mission.
Bronze medal to Wicked Virgin.
They're Paragon, and I will say a special mention there because Wicked Virgin, Laurel is normally our host, and so we're taking on the reins from Laurel. They've opted not to join us tonight because they've actually tried to join a few Zoom meetings and not had a lot of joy. So, but our thoughts are with them because of the effort that they've put into previous Golden Olives.
The next bronze medal goes to...
No,
there's no
it.
more, we trick. So this is the summary of all the bronze medal winners. So congratulations to all those grows that have won a bronze medal. Huge amount of work getting to oil and winning a medal.
Yeah, I might point out as well, as we go through tonight, regular Golden Olive participants, you're likely to see a few names that you haven't seen before. And it's simply because of the state of the nation and the lack of competitions. A lot of people have come out of the woodwork and decided to get behind the Golden Olive. So we welcome those newcomers.
I just want to say we've got a few Golden Olive virgins here tonight.
Yeah.
Just had to get that.
Are they
Okay, so we'll
Excellent work.
So we are now going to use Helen Walker with us.
That's us.
MCC.
Helen, we'll unmute you
Oh yeah, you changed your name. You got married since we've seen you last time. Congratulations,
That's right,
Helen.
I've got-
Hi, sorry, I was just finishing off some little snacks there.
And let me just actually, for those of you who don't know Helen, Helen is from MCC, who have been great supporters of the Golden Olives for the last 3 years. Certainly we know them because they print all our labels, and they generously donate a set of medals that we're going to be basically putting you into the draw for. So it's the little medals that stick on your oil. We've got rolls to be allocated, but at the end of this, we will be sending out an order form to get your medals to put on your oils. But Helen, if I could ask you to say a few words about MCC.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, this is now my 4th year of attending. I've been 3 times to the Gateway in Wangaratta, and have to say I look forward to my little sort of country retreat, regional retreat. I head over there and spend the weekend generally. This year, hats off to Rob and Melanie for doing a great job being able to put this together virtually, as we are all doing nowadays, trying to sort of manage life around COVID. Yeah, MCC, we're a proud sponsor. This is our 4th year of sponsoring, and so we like to sort of share the medal labels as a prize, an extra prize for those who win tonight with their olive oils. And as Rob said, please get in touch, and if you need any of the medallions, happy to assist there. MCC are quite a large company, but we really sort of try to tailor our equipment and our support and services for all different kinds of levels of business, whether you're a small artisan regional producer to a large global brand. We have equipment and we have support to be able to service every type of need to cover every sort of budget. We have production facilities in across Australia, Western Australia, South Australia, New South Wales, Queensland, and Victoria, where I'm based. We also recently opened a plant in New Zealand, so I know there's a lot of you from all over the country tonight. So please get in touch, and if you'd like to speak to a local rep, I'd be happy to put you in touch. Yeah, I think that's everything from me. I hope you all have a great night. I know that there's usually a bit of wine and some good food at the Gateway, so hopefully you're all making up for it here tonight.
Okay, thanks, Helen.
Okay, so we didn't have time we were going to put names in a hat and draw out who gets the medallions as prizes that MCC have kindly donated, but we were tweaking the PowerPoint presentation and we had lots of phone calls from people this afternoon, so that hasn't got done. So when we send out your certificates and your medals, and if you're lucky enough to win a trophy, maybe there'll be an extra little surprise in there. So we'll just see how that goes.
Maybe we should point out for the Golden Olive Virgins, where this competition is, I think, is really wonderful, certainly for the small grower, is not only do you have the opportunity to possibly be the best oil in show, but you certainly get your certificate, you get your oils tested, but whereas every other competition, they talk about, oh, you've got a medal, but you actually only get a certificate. Well, with the Golden Olives, let's see if I can get it positioned right. There we are. You actually do get a proper medal to hang up and display. So everyone that we're identifying has won a medal. You really have got a medal. Now,
we've got a few of them and a few more. All right, so we're going to swing over to Jamie from DPI now. So Jamie, and I love your olive trees in the back. We'll unmute you, Jamie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, good. I'd just like to start by thanking Melanie and Rob. It was really easy working with you this year, and look forward to continuing that in the future. And good job. I know, with COVID and everything, there was a lot of challenges. So, we're really grateful for the help we had this year. Rob asked me to talk a bit about the chemistry. it's nearly 8 o'clock on a Saturday night. It's pretty dry at the best of times talking about chemistry, so I won't get too technical. What I wanted to talk about is exactly how we do the chemistry, and what might happen if there's a bit of what would you call it? If some of the samples need to be retested. So we do all the testing on an instrument called an NIR, which stands for near infrared. So we do a lot of work setting up that machine to do the analysis. We've got some really smart people that work in the lab that do all our calibrations. So when the samples come in, we scan them all on this instrument. If the results are well within the limits, they're the results that we report to Melanie and Rob, and that they go out to everyone that's participated in the show. As many of you would know, for any scientific experiment you do, there's a bit of error around. It's called laboratory error. It's without getting too technical, it's to do with the sample and the instrument and whatever else you're using. So what we do, we have a cutoff point where if a sample is close to any of the limits, we actually physically do that test. So you guys are still getting a result, but instead of scanning it on the NIR, we physically do the test for you, which is an extra expense for us, but we want to make sure that all the samples are meeting all of the criteria for extra virgin olive oil. So we'll test for free fatty acids. Most of you know these things, so again, I don't want to harp on it. But, so something like free fatty acids, anything up to about 0.6% will just be scanned on the NIR. If anything scans higher than 0.6%, we take that oil and we do a test, do the actual test in the lab. We get a very accurate reading, and most of the time they come out to be under the limit. There's really, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there weren't a lot of problems with the samples from this show. The reason we do all of that testing, that extra testing, is where we've got a lot of different accreditations. So funnily enough, there aren't strict rules about what you should do. When you get results like that, you just have to be consistent in what you do. So we retest every sample that we think is a bit higher than the average, and then we'll send a very accurate result into the show. So on the odd occasion, and probably 1 or 2 oils from every show might be in that category where they're, for whatever reason, they're not meeting the criteria. Then a lot of work goes into actually proving the quality of that olive oil. We know how important it is that you guys get the extra virgin classification, and it's our job to make sure that we do it to our best, the best as we possibly can. And with our accreditations, we're about to be audited. It's like we're facing the HSC or something. Everyone in the lab is really stressed, and just because everything from the balances we use to weigh to anything we use in the lab, we have to have really accurate records of calibrations and everything, or we lose the accreditation. So that's happening next week, and hopefully we pass. But that's the kind of work that's behind all of this chemistry that we're doing on the olive oil. I guess I would leave it there. Rob, I don't know if you want to open up to questions, or if you've got a question.
Oh, look, what I think I'd say is, if Jamie's the person. If you are interested in finding out why, you know what the details of the testing. You can get. I think I'm fair to say they can get in touch with you, Jamie, if they've got questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Otherwise, this could turn into a long night.
That's what I thought.
I will say that as a message that's been given to me, Peter McFarland has asked to remind everyone that if you do have your oils AOA certified, can you please get your lab results to him ASAP? He's champing at the bit. He did ask me, in fact, could I supply all the lab results to him, immediately? And I actually have said to Pete,
and his wife said no.
You're my wife, not Peter's.
Your wife, not Peter's wife.
No one here gave me approval to release their results to Peter, so accordingly I haven't. What we are thinking next year, we'll put something on the form when you fill in that will simply say, tick the box if you'd like us to supply your results straight to AOA. So that way it will streamline that certification process, but we would only ever do it with your approval.
And it would save you a job, but we would only do it with your approval, and so therefore those results are only going to the people who have interest.
Yeah. So, but bottom line, this year, if you do get your certification, please get them to Peter. He'd love to see them. Now, with that said, it's time for the silver medals. So I'll try and get my screen for silver medals. Where have I put it?
Different file.
That's bronze medal winners. Bear with us whilst we sort out the technicalities of it.
Let's go and open up file.
No, that's bronze medal winners, so we'll get rid of that.
Could sing to you while we were doing this, but you wouldn't like it very much. So good opportunity to top up your wine glass while you're waiting for, I hope they can't see what you're doing there.
No, I don't think anyone can. Somehow or other, a typo has appeared. That would be confusing to some folk.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's...
Good job you fixed that.
Yeah, so let me just try and...
A little gremlin in the works.
Share screen.
Share screen.
Yeah, that'll be it, that one there. Oh.
Yeah, I know with... Look, we'll...
Let's get there.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, not quite. I'm not... Oops. Bear with us, folks. Bear with us. It was going also well for a moment there. Let's just try and open that up again. Talk amongst yourselves.
You can't, you muted them all.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. Let me... I've just unmuted everyone, just whilst we sort this out. Had the silver medal winners all there and then they vanished.
Yeah. Oh, we found them. Isn't that good?
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kimberly Forge, we can't see you.
That's okay. I can drink wine while you can't see me.
Why are all these people on the bottom not being able to, we can't see them?
They've got their cameras turned off, or they haven't added themselves as a video. So that's why they're black.
They've got something to hide.
No. Maybe
some of us have got odd computers and no technical skills and no idea how to connect that.
But you're the Wizard of Olives, mate. You should have that.
Not the Wizard of Computers.
So maybe they're all sitting in their pajamas.
I dressed up.
Black screen notice.
There we go.
Well, unfortunately, I can't get a slideshow happening.
Well, I'm just going to read them.
Yeah, so, well, what I'm going to do is we're just going to have to go through like you're looking at my slideshow, so you're going to see who's coming up.
I've got your slideshow, Rob. I've got your slideshow down the side of my computer.
Okay. Yeah, so I say from the beginning. Okay, so there we go.
Right.
There we
I'll
go.
read them, you read the other bits. We'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you want to do them all by yourself?
No, go for it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, silver medal winners. Oh, how exciting. We should have a drum roll organised.
Yeah, this is the long haul one. So let's
Okay,
go.
so there are 40 silver medal winners. Okay, so let's go. Okay, you want to read it?
You
First silver medal goes to Barfold Olives.
the intense.
Congratulations to Cockatoo Grove.
Frantoio Corrigiolo Coroniki.
Have to go right.
Coolaman Olives.
The Verdale Coroniki.
Fedra Olive Grove.
For Frantoio. Their garlic oil, thyme and lemon infused with oregano.
And once again, Fedra Olive Grove.
With their lemon myrtle, garlic and thyme.
Fedra Grove again.
Chili and lemon with dry chili.
Congratulations to Goat Brand.
With their Corrigiola. And also their Buckland Gold.
Ramada Olives.
With their Hardy's Mammoth. As well as their Classic.
Congratulations, Homestead Estate.
Frantoio, Corrigiola, Nevadio and Coroniki.
Congratulations again, Homestead Estate.
With their Frantoio, Corrigiola.
Laughing Labrador. Silver.
Frantoio.
Lizardern Hill.
Rushworth Gold.
We're getting good at this, aren't we?
The Hill Paddock Blend.
Well done.
Lime and Agramato. Oh, lime Agramato, not lime and.
The Olivero.
With their Frantoio.
Well done.
Long Paddock Olive Rustlers.
Mixed from heritage trees.
That'd be a rustler.
They didn't know they were surrendering them, those heritage trees, but they got done.
Maluka Estate.
Picual. And also Frantoio.
Well done.
The Lacino, Barnea and Estate Blend. You just see two people in the waiting room.
Oh, let's keep them in the waiting room. I'm busy.
Cool. So we just got a couple of extra folk who've joined us.
Oh, we got them all in?
No. Oh, yep, you got them.
Rightio.
That's Michael and
There you'll have to.
Right. Sorry for the interruption. Right, we did this one, didn't we?
Yep.
Rightio. Marawini Olives.
Frantoio.
Mount Buffalo Olives.
Frantoio, Corrigiola, Coroniki.
Myrtle Vale Olives.
Kalamata. Manzanillo, UC13A6.
Myrtle Vale Olives again.
Corrigiola, and I will just throw in, if you look at Jill in her backdrop, it looks like she's in the same room as us. You haven't noticed that?
I'm busy.
Okay.
Murray Grey Gums Estate.
Sevillano, Frantoio.
Huntsbowl Hills.
Manzanillo.
Rio Vista Olives.
Spiced Agramato. Turmeric Agramato.
Oh, turmeric.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see that very often, do you?
No.
Okay. Rio Vista Olives again.
Frantoio.
Rio Vista Olives.
Nevadio.
Rio Vista Olives.
They're mild, Corrigiola, Frantoio, Coroniki, Kalamata.
You've probably got the idea that Rio Vista entered a lot of oils.
Yeah, so we'll just...
Hang on, I'll do this one. Rio Vista Olives.
Classic, Barnea, Corrigiola, Frantoio, Coroniki, Kalamata. So what I was going to say, those of you who commented upon the boxes that we sent out, we've already had a question already tonight typed through to us. Where do we get those from? Those are custom made by Kevitt Packaging, deliberately designed to hold a 250 ml Dorica bottle, but it's sized so you can also put a 500 ml bottle in there. It's just the right height.
Rob, people are waiting to find out what models they've got.
Yeah, but Rio Vista, when we sent theirs out, took 4 of those boxes to get all their entries. So they've been a tremendous supporter. So
Right.
thank you, Rio Vista.
Okay, so Rio Vista Olives, better read this again.
The classic Banaya, Corregiola, Frataya, Koroniki, Kalamata.
Well, I've got to get back in groove now. Rio Vista Olives.
Robust, Signore, Banaya, Corregiola, Frataya, Koroniki.
Wagandri Olives.
Manzanillo. We're Frantoia, Nevadio Blanco.
Maringolo Estate.
Picual. Picual, Koroniki, Frantoia, Blanca, Picual blend. I think we got, unless.
Well, we can't see the end of the slide because we can see all your faces. Okay, so here's a summary of the medal winners. So Federal Grove has taken out 4 silver. Rio Vista, I've got new glasses, so where are we? 7 silvers to Rio Vista. Well done. Well done to all entrants. Okay. Stop sharing now. Okay, so we're up here. We're ticking off the list. So we're going to throw to Sumi now, unless you want to say anything before Sumi comes
well,
in.
what I will say is I did have one person contact us to say my sensory assessment said that my oil had notes of banana to it. And I said, I can't remember if that person's here, I don't know. But, actually.
Helen might want to address that when she gets
But the point is, I thought it would be really good to have Sumi join us and say a few words as to what that sensory assessment's like and what are good things and bad things. So Sumi, over to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rob and Melanie. And thank you so much for inviting me. And it's so good to see so many familiar faces and all the faces that I can't see. So what I have done, I have just created a couple of slides together just to make sure that, you know, when I'm just speaking, you are not looking at only my face. And I told Rob that I can share the slides later to him so that if anyone would like to have a copy, you can have it. And I'm trying to, Rob, can you enable screen sharing, please? So that I can actually share my presentation.
I'll unmute you, and I'm looking at the little blue ellipsis. Maybe if I share screen, multiple participants can share simultaneously. I think that should do it.
Yeah, that's probably the one. Tell me if you can see my slides.
Yes. Good.
Yes.
Can.
Yes,
Very
we can see your
nice.
slide.
Very nice.
Yeah, I just thought that I'll put together something, even if I know that we are just going to have a quick one. So let's start. So as Jamie was saying that, you know, Jamie actually set the tone really well for the chemical analysis and why we need to do all the testing. And when we are talking about the sensory assessment and, you know, the banana taste, it's both about the chemical and sensory together that actually give the whole profile. And obviously sensory means we all know it is all about our 5 senses, the way we see, smell, touch, taste, and hear. Can you all see my screen? So it's all good?
Yep.
Perfect. And especially for the olive oil, when we are talking about sensory and testing, we are actually assessing the quality. So the quality in terms of the chemistry and also the quality in terms of the sensory. And, you know, when we are talking about the sensory assessment, we are, for the olive oil specifically, we are talking about how to smell and then how to taste, because color is not very important for when you are talking about olive oil. And that is probably the reason most of the olive oil are packed in an amber color bottle. So as Rob asked me to talk about a little bit about, you know, the banana smell, you know, when you are testing and smelling olive oil, how could you get banana? Is that a positive thing for your oil, or is that a negative, bad thing? So when we are talking about the sensory panel assessment, you know, there is like, I'm pretty sure Helen will also touch on that later, but it is actually having a group of experts, like 7 to 8 people in a room, And then we actually try to talk up, taste and smell the olive oil. We try to gather information, and every individual panel member or the expert is actually going to taste and smell their olive oil individually. And then they rate the olive oil sample accordingly, like extra virgin, virgin, and depending on if there's any defect or not. And then now when we are talking about the olive oil sensory, the three basic way it's actually been characterized. One is the fruitiness, one is the bitterness, and the third is the pungency. And you will see when we do the fruitiness, bitterness, and pungency, you probably see that there are so many fruits pictures I have put together. Because actually some olive oil, even if it is coming from the olive, depending on the variety, it actually gives a really different flavor profile and taste. So because it is only three main important factors for characterizing olive oil, so the aroma, when you open the bottle and you smell, put it in a small blue cup, it's actually related to your olfactory sensation. And then you put that in your palate and then you taste, and that actually gives you the gustatory. And then later you actually do a kind of a slurp or trying to throw it back to your throat. And then you have that cough sometimes. And that actually gives you the tactile. So you know how our senses are actually helping us to decide how our olive oil is being judged or assessed. And together with this fruitiness, bitterness, and pungency, we actually get a balanced and harmonious profile. And you know, it is related and it's very important because you know, the way you are getting bronze medal, silver medal, gold medal. So depending on the olive oil is only testing grassy or very green in your palate, or is it giving something green and grassy on your nose, but then it gives you some banana and other characteristic in your palate, and then gives a long pepperiness. And after everything, you have a really nice smile on your face, you know, after drinking that olive oil. And obviously, you know, in our group, we all know, like all together, we know that how good is olive oil accordingly, you know, with the wine. You can have a smile on your face. So that is the reason the assessment and the sensory testing is so important, because, you know, that is the way the growers actually communicate with our consumers. Because when you go to the supermarket, and you actually start thinking about what is the best way, you know, the growers will think to describe and appreciate. So all the different, you know, I actually tried to put together some of the readily available pictures of the olive oil that are from the Victoria. And, you know, back of the bottle, you can always see really nice description of the oil, and that is the way consumers read. So those descriptors actually come from our sensory evaluation, and then the consumer testing, and sometimes you actually do the judging. So judging in a way is also a part of the consumer testing. And it is very important because the way you taste the olive oil, it's actually the way you get a match for the final end use of the sample. And it is very important also to understand what is the difference between, you know, the sensory panel. When you send the oil to Wagga Wagga or Modern Olives for, you know, getting your results, and comparing to when you are actually doing the show judging, because show judging is a little bit different and we appreciate rather than we objectively assess. And all of us know how to taste and, you know, taste an extra virgin olive oil. So then it comes to, you know, this whole testing wheel. A lot of you probably have seen it. So you can imagine a simple, humble olive oil, depending on the variety, depending on the complexity, can give so many different descriptors. And the banana, it can be different pome fruits, it can be tropical fruits, it can be spicy. And now with the flavored oil, the complexity and the possibilities can be endless. And I just thought to just, you know, take something from the last year's Australian International Olive Awards, and they have put together really well that, you know, the definition about what makes a gold medal extra virgin olive oil. And you can see it, I'll share this slide, and this whole paragraph actually says what a gold medal olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil, actually can talk about. You know, it starts from the smell, but it goes to your mouth, and then it goes back to your palate, and it's finally, it actually gives you a really something substantial that you can't actually, you know, ignore. Put a smile, you actually go back to it, thinking about so many different complexities. And if you start then thinking, it's actually a lot of different words that sometimes we can't always relate to olive oil, but they are actually, I'm pretty sure some of those gold medal winners have, and the silver medal winners, bronze medal winners have these kind of testing characteristics. And I'll just put just a last slide. The W2O from WAGA, last year it got so many awards. And this is the final descriptors that the panel of judges in the show judging, they put together. And you can see it has, it is an olive oil, but it has eucalyptus, it has pea shoots, it has lemon verbena, it has like a salad herb, that characteristics. It actually transferred really well to the palate, and it's so good. So if you are thinking sometimes that my oil has banana and palm fruit and complex flavor profile, it is actually not bad, it's actually good, because this all together, depending on how well you are going to use it and for what purpose, that particular oil can get you gold medal or best oil in the show. And I think that's it. Thank you so much, Rob and Melanie, for bringing me here. And it's so good to see all of you. Over to you, Rob.
Thank you very much.
And I'll do stop sharing. Yeah, I'll just stop share. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, we're back. So thank you for that. I will say this year, because we're about to move into the gold medals, the point difference between our lowest gold medal and our top gold medal, I think was only just a few points from memory.
Yeah, it's not much in it.
Yeah, so they're all really tightly spaced. So everyone's done extremely well. But enough waffling, why don't I reveal what our gold medal oils are for 2020. So I'm going to share that, and I've deliberately shrunk that on the left-hand side so no one gets any head start. Let's just see, can I? Of course, now it's going to start slideshow. There we go. Okay, our gold medal winners.
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's go. Yeah.
Who's
announcing?
Drum rolls.
I can hardly wait to see who it is.
Sorry, I can't do it. I have to fill up my wine glass. Hang on a minute. Okay. Gold medal winners. First cab off the rank is. Oh, I've got to press the button again.
Yep.
Rio Vista Olives.
Well, they're Koroniki.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Rio Vista Olives.
Signore. Now, this is odd because I think we've somehow or other jumped because there are some missing. This should be in alphabetical. Let's keep going.
We'll work it out. Rio Vista Olives.
Gigi, Signore, Banaya, Frantoio.
That's 3 so far. Rio Vista Olives.
Misto, Corotina, Signore, Frantoio.
Woohoo! You're shouting us wine, Jared. Paringa Gorege.
Picual.
Mount Buffalo Olives.
Oh, well done.
UC 1306 Fertile.
Congratulations, guys.
Yep.
Wizarding Hills.
Signore.
The Village Olive Grove.
Frantoio.
Varapido Estate.
Very good.
Marawini Olives.
Manzanillo.
Guaramata Olives.
Smells Blend.
Congratulations, Rob. Rio Vista Olives.
Garlic Agramato.
Rio Vista Olives.
Basil Agramato.
Rio Vista Olives.
Chili Agramato.
And
Done very well.
yeah, so, and that is the summary of all the gold medal winners. So we will probably,
Top gold.
because this is our first go at this, so congratulations to all those gold medal winners. We will probably look at doing
Matter.
2 categories for flavoured oils next year, Agramato and flavoured oils. So it might just make it a little bit easier for the judges and a little bit easier for us when we do the paperwork. Oh, where are we up to, Rob?
Okay. So we can stop that share.
Yep.
And I think this is.
And now we're going to throw to Helen, who has been the head judge for the Golden Olive Awards. So Helen is extremely skilled. She's brilliant at what she does, and I catch up with her sometimes when I go to Century Panel in Wagga, but obviously at the moment I'm not allowed to go across the border unless I'm going to work, and I'm not allowed outside the border bubble. So over to you, Helen. Unmute. There you go, you're unmuted. No, she's not. Helen, you're not, you need to unmute yourself. We're having a technical difficulty.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
And now,
Yeah, oh good. I'll start again. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm very sorry I didn't frock up. You'll have to bear with me. I'm here in my Ugg boots. Do you want me to read my report or shall I just waffle? Just
waffle's good, read your report.
Well,
You're in charge, you do whatever you like.
Actually, one of the key things, as I said, if you can definitely cover off how you end up with the best oil in show.
Yes, all right, will do. First off, I'll say that I was delighted when I heard that the Golden Olive Awards was going to go ahead this year as per usual. We really thought it may not happen, but it's fantastic that you've kept it up, you two, and thank you very much for that. There was a lot of challenges to have a show judging event with the COVID. We had to find a very large venue. We had 5 panels with each panel had 3 judges and at least 2 associates, some had 3. So that was a lot of people that we had to accommodate with proper social distancing. But it also came down to all sorts of difficulties with each person having to have their own apples and biscuits and water and etc., etc. However, we had a lovely day. It's always fun judging this show and everybody learnt a lot. It was good. I must say, it was interesting having flavoured oils in this show for the very first time. And I think if we do next year, we would judge them on a separate day. Whoever made the garlic oil, it was so strong, we had to open all the doors to air out the whole place because it was taking over. All right, so Rob has asked me to tell you how we judge the best in show. So what happens is, as I said, we had 5 panels. One panel was completely dedicated to the flavoured oils, and they were in a separate room by themselves. The other 4 panels judged the rest of the oils. And as you know, this show is completely different to other shows in that it's actually a double blind. So what happens is all we get is an oil in a bottle with a number, and we have no idea what category that oil has been entered in. Each oil is judged on its own merit. So the 63 oils were broken up into 4 groups, and each panel judged their 15 oils or 16 oils, whatever it was. I was the head judge, and what I do is go around and assess all the oils that people think are gold, just to make sure that the standard is constant. And also I try and get the judges to maybe lift up their scores a little bit. If it's a high silver, to maybe into a gold, or if it's a high bronze, maybe into a silver. So I try and go around and taste all the oils and make sure that the standard for each medal is constant. So at the end of the judging, we round up all the gold medals, and this time we had 13, which is fantastic. It's still quite a lot, because what then happens is all the judges, not the associates, all the judges then get to taste all of the gold medals and decide on what they feel is the best. So they rank the 13 gold medals from 1 to 13, and the oil with the lowest score, as in 1 is your best and 13 is your worst, which is not right. It's always a gold medal. So the oil with the lowest score becomes the best in show. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So that's how we come out with the best in show. So to a certain extent, the oils are judged on their own merit, and the judges are all very experienced and know when it's a gold medal. But when it comes down to best in show, it's their own personal preference, basically. Okay. So, but there were 15 judges, so it's a lot of scores. I don't think we had the issue this year, but a judge who has any entries in the show, their scores are not counted for the best in show scoring, but I don't think we had that issue this year, so it wasn't a problem. Okay, Rob also asked me to talk about what a no medal is, and I'm not sure if you all know that we use the 100-point system for judging this show, and that means that anything that receives 50 or less as a score is deemed to be defective, basically, and it's usually pulled from the show. A score from 50 to 64 is a no medal, 65 to 74 is a bronze, 75 to 84 is a silver, and 85 plus is a gold medal. So that area between 50 and 64, the oil is not defective. It is still extra virgin, but for some reason, it just isn't good enough to receive a medal. It may be, it lacks fruit, it maybe lacks complexity, well, it definitely lacks complexity. It just might be a very, very simple oil, but usually it's unbalanced in some way. The fruit doesn't match the bitterness and the pungency. And I'll read you some of the comments for the no medals that we had this year. There weren't very many, but something like lacks fruit, bitterness and pungency. No faults, but no distinguishing features. Another one is poor finish, matched average fruit, low intensity, low complexity, low flavour intensity. So it's just not getting there to make a medal. But there is nothing wrong with those oils, but they're just not good enough for a medal. As Shaumi's already told you, we can get all sorts of wonderful flavours in the oils. And I'd like to read you now some of the gold medal winning comments that we had this year, and you'll see the range of flavours that we were getting. Things like green tea, eucalyptus, green banana, good transfer, artichoke on palate, complex oil. When it's a gold medal, sometimes you can't stop writing about them. They're just so good. Another one here is cinnamon and red apples, lemon thyme, anise, star anise, exotic combination, complex, good transfer and balance. Fantastic. Tomato, green apple, green capsicum aromas, well balanced, peppery bitterness on the palate, warm finished, mild pepper. Fabulous descriptors. People are, really, really good at their job now. As I said, we love judging this show. It's always really fun. It's good to see what the new year has brought, And I must say thank you to all the people that helped us, Melanie and Rob, and then Jamie and Regina on the day helped out fantastically, and everything went well. And despite COVID, we got through. So thank you. Congratulations to all the people who won. And I'll look forward to tasting your oils again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. You want to say something?
Yeah, well, one of the things you might think about is this is the only competition where you receive the bottles. You think about the other competitions that you enter in, and they usually ask you to send the oil in, you know, in your own bottles. And this is one of the discussions I've had with Shane Cummins, is Golden Olives is quite different in that we send you the bottles. So there's no chance even that your bottles are received and someone can say, oh, hang on, we recognise that bottle, that's so-and-so's. So it really do go to the extra mile in this competition, the fact that your oils are tested, so there's no chance that something has happened with the storage of the oil or something. The oil that's being judged is the oil that's been tested. And we're really proud to be associated with this. And I think with that said, we'll head into now.
No, I want to add something.
Oh, you want to add something?
Yeah, I do want to add something.
Okay.
So with this competition, as Rob's just touched on, quite usually when you enter a competition, you send your bottles of oil with a number on in your usual bottle that you normally put your oil into. We've changed it slightly this year in the fact that it's gone to a green bottle. In previous years, it has been in a clear bottle. But this year we decided that it would go into a 250 ml green bottle, and that decision was made in consultation with Jamie Aiton from DPI in Wagga, so Department of Primary Industries. So we've sent you all the bottles out. We also send you a number, and you put your numbers on there, and then we change them. So the number that you are given, we change. So the number that you have been sent, when it comes to us, we change that number and we record what number you had and what number it went to. So the numbers change twice. So there's no way that anyone who enters this competition, if you happen to be judging at this show and you happen to enter oil into this show, and there are a few judges that judged this show and did enter oil, ordinarily I would judge at this show, but obviously because we were doing this, I didn't, and because I'm in border lockdown, I couldn't anyway. But the numbers were changed. So if you'd entered oil in this show, you'd sent your oil in a bottle with a number. When it got here, we took your number off and we changed it so that nobody knows whose oil is in the bottle except for Rob and I. And there were certain parts of the process that I did and certain parts of the process that Rob did. It was his job to work out how all the Zoom worked and all that sort of stuff while I went to work during the day. A lot of you I've spoken to in the very early beginning when you wanted to know how to fill in your entry forms and your invitation to participate, and then I hassled you over payment, no bottles, how it works for me. I'm very succinct, I like things organised. Yeah, but we've had a really interesting time organising show. We've actually quite enjoyed it. This show is really, really important to us, and we actually think it's really important to the growers in the fact that it's really low cost. You get to have your oil certified and you have the chance of winning. We didn't show them the medals. You get a medal, and then you have the chance of winning a trophy. So we got to choose the trophies this year. So sorry, Nola and Michael, I spent more money than usual. I didn't care. I wanted them to look nice. So so we hope if you have been successful enough to win the 2 trophies that are about to be announced, we hope you really like them, because there was quite a bit of consultation between Rob and I deciding which ones would really look good on your shelf and in your cellar door. So yeah, so without further ado, I think we'll go on to the class winners.
So let's bring this up into slideshow. So our class winners for 2020.
Okay, so class 1, class 2 and class 5, there was no best in class awarded as there were no gold medals awarded in these classes. So class 3 small volume, the winner for class 3 small volume is?
So this is for produced between 100 litres and a maximum of 999 litres. The winner, the best in class,
Rio Vista Olives. Now this was a tie, so it was one for their Koroniki and their Signore.
yeah, and we'll just read out their sensory assessment there. The Koroniki, delicate with a complex aroma, has exceptional flavour intensity and balance, tropical flavour, a hint of banana. Meanwhile, the Signore, an intense herbaceous oil with artichoke, radish and rocket aroma, great transfer to the palate and a spicy peppercorn finish. So congratulations there to Rio Vista Olives.
Okay, class 4, large volume.
Minimum volume of this exhibit produced was 1,000 litres.
Drum roll, and the winner is Paringa, I can't even get it out, Paringa Ridge. Congratulations.
Their Picual, an exceptional fruit, complex and tropical, a mild oil with lovely transfer that complements the fruit.
Oh, shouldn't have done that. Class 6, you've already got a hint of who the winner is.
Yeah.
Class 6.
I think a lot of people have probably already made their minds up.
Rightio. So the winner is Rio Vista Olives.
And once again, 2 of the Agramatos tied. So an exceptional performance. The garlic Agramato, a well-crafted oil of warm, ripe garlic flavour, of clear intensity. Slight orange spice flavour, quite well balanced with a light to medium bitterness. Meanwhile, the chili Agramato, red chili flavours that jump from the oil almost before it's out of the bottle. The palate is not disappointing, giving a rich, complete unfolding of capsaicin notes that initially deceive and then delight with complexity and vibrancy. Whoever wrote that really went to town, didn't they?
No. When an oil is this good, it makes it really easy for judges to sit and write these descriptors. So, and the judges are really versed in these. They're experienced. So, and thank you to Helen and her panel of judges. So let's see if I get this right next time. Okay.
The trophy winners. Now, what I might do.
I don't muck it up.
I'm going to try and work out from here. I just because I think it's really worthwhile if we try and work out how to unmute everyone.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to unmute everyone so that. Actually, let's just unmute. Okay.
Let's go to the trophy winners because they're sitting with bated breath.
So what we'll do is we'll announce the trophy winners. We'll then finish this slideshow and then we'll unmute everyone and we can have our say.
And we may even show you the trophies that are sitting on my dining room table.
Excellent.
So, are you ready? Oh, I'm going to go. Okay, you ready? So the trophy winners for the 22nd Annual Golden Olives Awards in 2020 are Best Flavoured Agramato in Show goes to Rio Vista Olives for their Basil Agramato. Congratulations, Rio Vista Olives. Oh, I can go to the next screen.
Yes. Okay, just a few words there about Rio Vista Olives. It's from humble yet passionate beginnings in 1996. Rio Vista Olives has been expertly crafting premium extra virgin olive oil grown in the picturesque Adelaide Hills near the historic town of Mount Torrens and the charming Murraylands town of Mipalonga. We are family grown and operated. So congratulations, guys. You really earned it.
Okay. On to the best extra virgin olive oil.
The Captain Chicken, no, the one at Ants Pants at Campbelltown there. What's it called?
You're getting muted.
I think, no, leave it as is.
Okay, all right, so on to the next award. So the last award will receive a trophy, which Rob and I have had great pleasure in choosing. The best extra virgin olive oil in show also gets a trophy. I need to go down here. And it goes to You can say it.
Verapodio Estate for their Verdale extra virgin olive oil. And we'll scroll there. Just 5 minutes from the CBD of Mildura, Verapodio Estate is a family-owned and operated olive grove. Olive trees were planted as a boundary to the property when Camillo and and their three bambini first settled on the block in Baronga in 1962. Olive oil was produced back then, but in the old stone-on-stone crushing method. Thankfully for Joe and Donna, olive processing has changed greatly since the early days, allowing for our olives to be hand-picked and processed within the optimum time of 12 to 24 hours. This ensures that our cold-pressed EVOO is the best and freshest it can be. So I'm going to stop that sharing. We'll unmute all.
Before we head on to unmuting, or we've already done it, I think we would like to take the opportunity to thank the guest speakers. So thank you, Jamie and Sumi, Helen, and Regina, and the committee of OPNEV who has made these awards possible. Without you guys, this wouldn't have happened. If you want to see these awards continue, you need to support it. I think we've enjoyed this. We might do it again next year. But I want bubbles at the restaurant next year. Okay.
And I think most importantly, have we got Donna from Verapodio? Are you present?
Yep. Here we are.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. Would you like to say a few words?
Off you go.
This year has been really hard for us. Obviously, everyone's been affected by COVID. Sorry, Joe's dad was the patriarch that got us all started into olive oil, and he passed away in February this year. So this is fantastic.
She's
girl, you get a trophy. It is glass, so you cannot see it. But I can tell you that it is beautifully engraved and it has your name on it. So we will look forward to sending this to you very, very soon. And
I'd also like to say thank you to you, Rob and Melanie, because you've just gone way out of your way and in a crappy year to take this on. I'd also, I wish that Laurel and John had have been here, because the first gold medal that we ever won was at the Golden Olive Award. And it was a long time ago, 11 years or so ago. And Laurel didn't realise it was the first show that we'd ever entered. And I rang her on the or emailed her on the Sunday, and I'm just trying to put together now. She said the people that got the the best in show were the drivers of the train. You were in the second seat, and the ones behind were way behind. I don't think everyone else who got a gold medal were way behind, because the judging has come so far. I just always remember that from Laurel, that she was so passionate about it, and that's what we've tried to do here as well. And Joe's, my father-in-law was always so passionate about farming as well. So, thank you.
Pleasure. So glad that you've got a trophy coming up.
Well, and I think it's beautiful that we've actually, despite everything, that we've all been able to get together and share in this with you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's, I think, maybe the message that we take about this 2020. No matter what is thrown against us, we will all rise above it, and we can all share in this.
Absolutely.
I think we now should throw to whoever would like to speak for Rio Vista.
We should show them their trophy.
Yeah. Now,
it comes with fingerprints, the same as the last one.
Melanie and I have been discussing next year what we would like to do is have a special trophy, which we'd have as the Rookie of the Year, who the condition is you have never entered the Golden Olives before. And my understanding is Rio Vista, I don't think you have. So if we had one, you would have taken it.
That would be very much appreciated.
Well, we thank you very much for the presentation tonight. And I want to say a special thank you to the Varapodio family. What a great effort by you guys to win the best extra virgin olive oil. That's the one we wanted. But congratulations to you for winning it, because that is really the championship trophy. This year was our first year we experimented with Agramato oils. We decided after my dad and I went on a trip to Italy, back to our roots, that we would have an attempt at it, and it has worked out well. But it's been one of those years. Not the best year for us as olive growers. I'm sure most of you are in the same boat as us, where the harvests have been down and it's been a tough year. But what it does show is that we here in Australia can make a really good olive oil, and that's really what we're battling. We're trying to show the rest of Australia that olive oil is the product to use on their dishes, that it is the best flavour for their food, and hopefully with all of us continuing to try and improve our product, we're going to help to get all the rest of the Australians on board with using olive oil. So thank you very much to each one of you. The fact that you've entered this awards means that you're proud of your product, and I'm proud of your product too.
Thank you, Jared. And remember, so hopefully when we're not in such a silly space next year, that we will once again have a dinner with drinks and canapes and the awards. So tax deduction if you wanted to come and join us for that dinner, and we would love to see you. So it's our only night away that we have all year. So we actually so it's normally held in Wangaratta in Victoria, which was 45 minutes from our place here in Gurumata. But yeah, we booked the motel. I had to cancel it this year. But I think it's got to be a hell of a lot easier than doing everything else we've done. But so we're looking forward to maybe doing that next year. And anyone that can come and make it, please support us, because we might talk to the committee of OPNEB about having regular catch-ups, maybe every 3 months or something like that, and maybe we do it by Zoom and talk all things Zoom, all things olives via Zoom maybe, or maybe you come, maybe we go somewhere, have a Zoom meeting where we are there. But I've been very fortunate. I've spoken to many of you in the very early parts of this where you were filling in forms, filling in invitations to participate and stuff like that. And what became very apparent is there are some people within this group who are very new to olives. And I used to work in Sydney. I still work, I'm a teacher. But through those conversations, there was just little bits of information and information passed on, which actually helped them in some way, shape or form. And if we all work together and we can all support each other, we all support the olive oil industry, and yeah, and that's got to be a good thing. So thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to everyone at DPI. Thank you, Helen, for being so wonderful. I love catching up with you in Wagga. I am really missing that I can't come up, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
So can I just suggest everyone who's there, who's been watching tonight, if you have got a glass of wine, if you want to hold it up and you know, toast to our winners tonight.
Everyone's a winner, Rob. Everyone's a winner who has made the effort, I think. And you guys are exceptional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Cheers and congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Well done, Rob and Mel.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob and Mel.
Very done.
Can I
Thank you
just?
for having us.
Everyone is
Bill,
unmuted.
Bill wants to say something.
I'd like to say something that this year the Golden Olive Award was teetering, and a lot of us met in February to discuss what we would do or what we wouldn't do. But the value of this award and this competition is national. Everyone would give their eye teeth to have the Golden Olives. And I'm talking from 20 years ago, but even today, if this competition was not to be in place, in spite of the difficulties this year with South Australian border and COVID and what have you. And Rob and Melanie have picked up the challenge and what have you, and done fantastic things. And Michael, you would agree with me, I'm sure, that the retention of the Golden Olives Award is one that should never be in doubt. And I've met tonight a lot of people who are new to me, and it just goes to show that there are a lot of olive folk. We don't make any money out of it, really. It's just particularly for those who are retired and what have you. But it's a fantastic, and the winner, the gentleman from Betio, indicated with his Italian heritage that we can produce, and we do produce, by far the best olive oil in the world. And that can only grow and grow and grow, and without taking up too much more time. And for the judges, it's been fantastic to hear what on earth is the value of a banana taste in olive oil. I've wondered myself, and I was going to ask the question, but those things are just palpable. They're fantastic, and we should never let it go. And I've had a wonderful time. And Michael, well done for steering it the way it has been. And Rob and Melanie, you're fantastic. Fantastic at organising tonight and being the technocrats that you are. I'm definitely not, but it was simple just to click on. For me, a simpleton, click on and I was there. So thank you very much.